Today, I want to do a few things. One is like figure out what this is. Like, what are we doing here? So I think the first thing is, we got to pick a name. I've just been calling it like Tech Talk Fridays. I wanted it to be on like lunch break on Friday. I feel like, for normal workers, myself included, like lunch break on Friday is like, if you're the type of person who really likes the weekend, it's like that, like calm, like right before you have to dive back into work just for the rest of the day. And to be honest, we're probably like hopping on the internet and surfing around the internet for most of the day Friday. But I don't know, I just felt like Friday was a good day. I also remember Fridays with PewDiePie was like so fun, and I wanted to kind of catch that vibe a little bit. This is going to be more laid back, but what I want to talk about here is some tech news, just stuff. Basically, I was explaining this to Mike here at the studio earlier. Things that we talk about here on the team. So like me and Hunter and Ben and Josh, like, our conversations around new tech that gets announced, updates on new products from companies that we love, even some like business things. Like if y'all are interested in us sharing some of our like what we're trying to do as a business and how we're trying to grow and that kind of stuff, as well as just share new products. Like I have a few interesting new products here that I can just like kind of lightly show here. What we're going to be reviewing, what we'd like to review, what we're excited about. And I think that's kind of it. I also want this to just be like a place of discussion. I know there's like 2 people watching right now, but my hope would be, and my hope has been with this live stream, first of all, it's kind of just a trial. Like I'm going to try this for like 2 months, I think. So basically 8 live streams total, one every Friday. If I can, if family crops up or anything like that, we might move it or just not do it that week and do it the next week. But I want this to be more of like a community space on this channel. I think due to the nature of what we do here, we review products. So that might be an iPhone, or it might be a new lawnmower, like a robot lawnmower. And I think we've built an audience around people who are like looking for a robot lawnmower, and they see our review and then they follow us because they like that review, but not necessarily because they like everything we're doing here on the channel. So my hope with this kind of live stream and stuff, what up, Ben? My hope with these live streams would be that there can be more back and forth between us here, the team, and you all watching our videos, and get some ideas from you. Maybe you all are probably aware of tech that I haven't even heard of before. So like if you all could share ideas like, hey, have you checked out this new coffee machine that makes lukewarm coffee that's really good? That kind of thing. So more of a community, that's the idea here. But so we've got Ben in the chat, who he's our channel producer. He does most of the long form video edits here. He's in our meetings. Ben is a good friend who started out as a subscriber and then reached out one day, and now we're fast friends, or we were fast friends, we're good friends, longtime friends now. So he's main editor here, and then Hunter's here as well, who is the communications director, I think is your title, at Cave Spring Baptist Church, where I go to church, where we go to church. And he handles a lot of the B-roll shots. You will see his hand-holding products more than mine, which we've joked about and talked about as well. So, Hunter's great. He's just great at videography, cinematography. He helps edit sometimes as well. And then Josh, who's in Madagascar right now on a mission trip. Josh, we miss you. I have so many emails I need you to answer. Josh, his sort of main job here is to help with all of the emails that we get inbound with brands wanting to work with us. Yeah, dude, Hunter's the best hand model, as Ben said. Josh is away right now, but he's usually the one talking with brands outside of myself. So we've got this main channel, we've got the reviewed channel, RVWD. Hunter, I like your hands, so in a lot of ways, I'd rather your hands be in the B-roll than mine. No, but it's really helpful. And I think when this YouTube thing started to make money, I quickly wanted help, because one, about the time this video or this channel was making money, all those videos coming out of YouTubers stopping their channels and stuff because it was just too much and overwhelming, and that was happening. And I could see if you're just doing this by yourself, it can get really lonely, and there's just a lot of work to be done and a lot of pressure. And so I really wanted to have a team. I love doing that and working with a team. These guys are stinking freaking awesome. So yeah, that's been kind of the thing. Talking a little bit about business, I guess. We've grown quite a bit over the past year and a half, 2 years, and we've gotten to work with really cool brands, which is super awesome. Half of that is or maybe more than half of that is brands reaching out to us, wanting us to review things. And then there's a good amount of me just coming across an ad for a really cool product on, oh yeah, Hunter, episode 2 of How to Tech Tube for more info on that topic. Yeah, we thought about doing a podcast as well, How to Tech Tube, which is, I'm getting all distracted, but that's kind of the point of these things. Doing a podcast on how we do things here as a business that runs stuff on YouTube. I think it could be helpful for someone just starting out, or someone who's making a little bit of money with content creation, but they might need help, or at least our experience I think could be helpful. So, but yeah, anyway, I don't know, Hunter, if you and Ben have any other ideas or things that could be interesting, we could definitely talk about that. I've pulled up some things that I kind of wanted to talk about. I think it'd also be cool during these live streams to have basically just a segment where we talk about tech news. Obviously, let's see, I had, what did I have open here? I really wanted to talk about here. Let me hop over here to this. I've made a couple of videos about Nothing Phone in the past. Chat GPT agents are going live. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too, Ben. Heck yeah, we'll do that right after this, because it's very interesting. I've talked about Android a little bit in the past few months in videos. I'm so tempted to try, and not necessarily switch from iPhone. I still really love iPhone and Apple, but I want to be able to freely move back and forth. So when an interesting phone like this comes out, I want to be able to pick it up. Can you guys see this, by the way? Let me know. I want to be able to pick it up and use it, not just play with it in my free time, but actually use it as my daily driver. And of course, there's a lot of things subjectively blocking me from that. I guess objectively you could even say, the fact that everyone around me uses iPhone. So all of my group texts are blue bubbles, and it's not just about the color, as I've said in a video before, but AirDrop, and the fact that my wife and I love sharing photos at the end of the day, and all sorts of things, even down to my family just does find my friends. So my mom knows where I am, I know where my mom is, my wife knows where I am, and I kind of like that. I feel a lot of people don't like that, but it's just nice to be the wife says she's coming home at 2 today. I checked my phone at 2. She hasn't left yet. Okay, well, I won't start doing this yet, or I won't start that till she leaves, or whatever it might be. So anyway, there's a lot of that. But I've said in the past, nothing is the most exciting company to me doing the whole Android thing. They are the ones who got me thinking I would like to start exploring Android. Obviously, we love form and function here on the site. We talk about it all the time, and they're just, because they're a small company and because they're cool, they're able to try things and make these weird looking products. And I don't know, these are just so exciting for me. And I picked up this phone, which is the Phone 3a Pro, and that was literally my first foray into Android. I mean, trying to use Android. And then I picked up the CMF phone, one of these, this guy right here. And it's just really cool. I'm just like, I just like what they're doing. And I want them to be able to kind of do what they're doing forever, which is cool. But they're picking up a lot of attention these days. And so anyway, I have ordered this, the phone 3, which I'm hoping can be my first phone that I actually like swap my eSIM into and figure all that out. Ben shared a video with me that I had also found the other day with someone kind of talking about how they've done that. I'm excited to check that out. But hey, Sean, how you doing? My wife switched to Android, and now we use Google Maps to share our location. Yeah, I've heard that Google Maps does that too. And I think my wife prefers Google Maps over Apple Maps anyway, so that could just be great as well. It's a good idea. There's a lot of like little tools. There's like even like an AirDrop kind of thing you can do. I think it requires, I don't even know if it requires the other iPhone to have the app. But you can just like do it. I don't know. Teenage engineering of smartphones. Yeah, the design. Like, I love design, and people love this and hate it. In fact, I think this looks like a tiny little mouth, this little red dot, and then these big eyes, and I cannot unsee that when I look at this. I just see this little tiny face and like almost like a big cheek right here, which is kind of funny. I think this glyph matrix thing is super interesting, and I'm excited to try that out. I agree. Someone said like the glyphs that were on here before would just blink, which is cool. But like this just gives so much more information while your phone is face down that I think is pretty cool. So nothing is the Apple of Android devices. Sorry, Samsung. Samsung to me is just kind of, I think Samsung's more boring than Apple. A lot of people are saying Apple's getting boring. Samsung, like, they make nice things, but I don't know. It seems stale. After nothing, I would go Pixel. I think, not because I think Pixel is awesome. I do kind of like their design language and stuff, and it looks really nice. But I also think just because I use so many Google apps, and just having a device created for that sort of ecosystem is very interesting to me. Z Fold 7 is tempting. Yeah, the fold phones are super interesting too. I still wonder if Apple's working on a foldable. I think they probably are, especially with the, we'll talk about hopefully here in a second, the iPhone 17 Air. Like, they're making a thinner device so that when they fold it, it's not so thick kind of thing, which is interesting. But yeah, the Z Fold. Who was the other one? Motorola Flip. That one was cool. Oh, Motorola Razr. There you go. Yeah, the face, man. It's like this little, like, what does it remind me of? And like, this is like the mouth. So it's just like, like this could maybe be the nose, or like a lipstick or something. I don't know. It's super, I don't know. It's weird. Then we can play spin the bottle at work. Heck yeah, dude. Never thought about kissing you guys, but I guess it's so funny because the spin the bottle that they have here is for who pays the bill, apparently. Like while you're out to eat. But the only way I've ever seen spin the bottle is the kissing game, which is funny. Yeah, OnePlus is cool. I mean, didn't Carl Pei come from OnePlus? The guy who runs Nothing? I think he did. I think he came from OnePlus. So there's a lot of like design similarities. Material 3. Expressive? What's Material 3 expressive? Is that just... What is it? Oh, is that Android's open source design system? Yeah, I don't know a lot of this stuff. That's helpful. Looks more interesting than iOS 26. iOS 26 is like, I don't know. It's new and it's different, but it still just feels safe to me. It's not like, I don't know, which everyone's kind of doing that. And I don't know much about like Material 3 or whatever. Are they going to show anything? Ooh. Hunter. This is like all you, dude. This just like Like the site you were showing me the other day. This is literally like, man, that's kind of cool. Having like themes and kitting it out with, oh, that's pretty cool actually. And that's just from one picture. I'm sure this thing's really cool. I love it. That's dope. Sounded like a massive upgrade, and they announced it that way. Yeah, I don't know. iOS 26, not. I don't know. I like it. I think the biggest thing for me with iOS 26 was iPad OS. Sean, I agree, dude. I agree. And that's the thing too. I feel very blessed to be able to like buy smartphones. Like I remember literally 2 years ago, like I would, like the idea of buying a new phone was like a huge thing that I'd have to talk about with my wife and stuff. And like just to be able to be in a position where I'm reviewing tech and we're getting paid to do that, like it's, I don't know, I feel super blessed. And I'd love to be able to explore Android and this kind of thing too. I think it's just super fun. It's almost like you don't know how much customization is too much. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely like when you're a massive company, you have to do things that are safe, right? Like you have to, it can't be too crazy or like your customers will get confused. It has to be familiar enough. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I think Apple just works really well, and it just like their ecosystem is so tight, in my opinion, that like it just works, and I think that's helpful. But they can't really iterate, and that's why I like Nothing, because they're still small enough. Like they own like 3% of the market, which is like absolutely massive if we're being real. But against the other players, they can still do weird things, like make this weird looking phone, because like they're building that core audience, and then at some point, you know, they also have overseas audiences, which are huge, and then having these like cheaper versions of the phones too. I don't know. Anyway, we can move on from this. Sean, I am living the dream, and it's insane to me and more exciting than I ever thought it would be. Oh, we were going to talk about, I wanted to talk about iPhone 17, but let's talk about Chat GPT with agents. Yeah, Apple's super hard to leave, I know. It's crazy. All right. What is this? Chat GPT, agents. So are these just like, all right, let me do a little bit of a segue maybe, because I don't really understand agents. At least I think I understand them. This is a device that hopefully the review is going out today. It's just a Raspberry Pi. Hold on, let me answer this real quick. Yeah. Apple's good continuity across devices, but Android has more freedom. Yeah, I'd agree with that. This is just a Raspberry Pi that can access the internet for AI purposes. It's got a little screen on it, 2 little buttons. You interact with it. You can change the voice that talks back to you. You can set up your agent however you want to. So our agents just like packaged up AI models, not models, but like characters basically. So like you could have an agent that helps with writing emails. You could have an agent that helps with financial planning. Is that the idea there? Oh, thanks, Ben. Yeah, that works. I'll get it uploaded after this. Technically, I'm supposed to send the video to Xorigin before we post it, but they're asleep right now, so I don't really know how to handle that. Usually I just default, if I feel the review's positive enough, I just go ahead and post it. It'll be fine. That's, maybe Hunter left, I don't know. But that's how I understand agents. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. While you guys are filling me in, maybe it's 30 minutes. So so loud. Can I just watch like a shorter video on it?
Okay, so let's see what it says. Our friends are getting married later.
Agents are specifically trained instances that are designed to perform tasks on your behalf. So is it like a large action model? Or not really? Like, are we looking at like instances where like you interact with it via speaking or text, but then it can like answer emails or like book you a vacation? Is that kind of the idea? What is this? Here we go. Why is this quiet? Takes action on the web. So this is chat basically doing these things, and it'll tell you what it's doing as it's going. Runs code. So this is Rabbit R1, yeah? Like the whole Rabbit AI, like this is what that was like their biggest thing, is like these are actionable things that can take place instead of just research and asking questions. Is that the gist? I guess. I don't know. It'll be fun to play around with. This is what Rabbit R1 was supposed to be doing. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. That's cool. Plan research. I love that idea. I thought that was cool about the Rabbit R1, but I guess it's still not doing that super well, or maybe it just didn't have as much API like control over different apps. Because people had like walled gardens or something. I don't know. I'll need to research that more. Maybe we'll talk about it more next week. Play around with it some. Let's see. That one's cool. I wanted to talk about iPhone 17 because the iPhone 17 Pro looks like, iPhones looked ugly for a while, but I think the newest iPhone 17 Pro, at least like the mock-ups and rumors and what people think it's going to look like. Let's see if they've got pictures. This looks so bad to me. This blank space right here, it's just not it, man. I've never liked the triple camera setup with the iPhone. Cool. But like, it just looks so dumb. And something I've been wondering is like iPhone 17 Air is I think going to be the most exciting iPhone this year for sure. And it does kind of look like a Pixel with this like bar. This is the best looking one in my opinion. I guess the regular iPhone 17 will look kind of nice. But part of me thinks like, are they paving the path with the Pro by adding all this in and moving those sensors over to get a triple camera set up this way? Gotta drop. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the videos. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate you popping in too, man. It's nice to chat. We'll see you next week. And this will be up. You can watch later if you want to. So thanks, man. Like, I don't know. It feels to me like they're stretching this over so that they can then move 3 cameras up in a straight line, which would look better. But Apple's always kind of said they need this kind of stacked camera setup for like the 3D photo video thing that they do. Yeah. And I think too, like on the flip side of that, I wonder, this will be the most like popular. I think most people will be excited about this one just because it's thinner. Hopefully the battery's good enough. And it's different. I heard someone say like this will be the phone that when someone sees it, they go, oh, is that the new iPhone? Like it's more recognizable that this is something new. And the whole problem again is you need 2 cameras to get that 3D kind of imaging for the whole 3D thing that they're doing, spatial computing. But if they're able to do it kind of how they have the new images with iOS 26, where they can kind of do it with AI and sort of fill in the areas around an image that you can't see with AI, then one, you could drop the cameras, and two, if this single camera setup gets good enough where you can zoom and still have good pixel data, and where you can have a wide angle with it and it's wide enough, like if this gets good enough, there can be a single camera like that can zoom in, basically just cropping on the image. That can be wide angle if it starts out wide angle. I can see the play there too. It feels to me like Apple's testing with these two separate, the Pro and the Air here, which is interesting. I don't know, just a theory, and I could be just completely wrong, but that's why I thought the iPhone 16e was the best looking phone, because it just had one camera again, and that just looks so much nicer than like everything going on right here. That's just, I don't know, crazy. And I think I've said it before, like I enjoy having 3 different cameras or lenses, whatever, because I take pictures of my kids when they're across the room, and I take pictures of my kids when they're here and want to do a little portrait of them. But like, even with a Pro phone, I'm not usually taking videos for this channel on it or taking pictures for the Instagram on it. Maybe that's because I'm not good at editing or something, but I don't know. I don't use the Pro phone for Pro things. I just like having the best. And I know that's not the same for everyone, but I think I'm going to pick up the Air this year as my main device, just because it is different. I'm excited for the thinness. Apparently these are the new colors. That's why I had this pulled up. I think they get this from like someone put these the camera rings up here. So these rings are on the cameras. But then you have all of these colors. You have purple, green, black, silver, and blue. And this is just blue, black, silver, gold. Transparent is weird to me. If Apple made a transparent phone, I don't know what that would be like. I think that's just like a probably for measurements kind of thing. Maybe not though. I don't know. Those guys keep popping up. And then I saw this one too. They all look so nice, man. Just so premium, you know? I guess that's the 17. Move over space gray. Steel gray color? Interesting. I want that futuristic transparent phone, I know. That's why we go to nothing phone, you know? Interesting. So the colors will be more lighter again on the Air, which like no one liked that. What was it, iPhone 14? Like the base models, the colors were like so barely colored. I feel like a lot of people didn't like that. Dark blue and orange. I don't know. Anyway, we can move on from that. I think that's kind of all I wanted to talk about there. I was pretty unprepared for this. So if you're watching this after, definitely let me know in the comments like what kind of stuff you guys would like to talk about. I think I need to like get with the team before this each week and kind of have everyone pitch in ideas of things we can talk about. I think that'll be helpful. I'll show some products that we're working with here in just a second. I wanted to talk about Terra Cafe because it's one of my favorite products I've ever reviewed. It's this right here. It's this just really cool all-around espresso machine. It looks awesome. It works super well. It's just a beast. It's like $1,600. It's super expensive. But I saw they're doing a deal for like $1,000 off or something. So like $600 is still a lot for one of these, but like, dang, dude, like take advantage of that. But I wanted to talk about them because they've been teasing this thing. It basically, they keep saying it's like smaller. Something small is coming to your countertop. Clear off your countertop for something mini kind of thing. Hey, look, I commented on that one. But you can kind of get the idea. It seems smaller, seems more rounded. You have dot sort of thing here. Future, it is beautiful. Both of them are, and this new one's even better. It just looks smaller, which I guess they got a lot of feedback about the other one being too big. It is big. The other one's like really big. This just looks smaller, maybe dumbed down a little bit. Something small is about to change. And I wonder, like, as they're getting feedback on the TKO2, which is the big one, if one of the big things was like, this thing is massive. Like, I don't have that much countertop space. I would hope, because if people don't really care about that, then work on some other stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. They keep teasing this stuff, and everyone's like, just tell me what it is. It's going to look awesome. It already looks awesome to me. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm in conversation with them. I've got a good Ann at the company. So she was like, hey, when we're ready. So I'm really hopeful that they'll send us out a unit to review. Because, like, yeah, I like them. So anyway, all right. That's exciting. I wanted to just share a few things here. So Terminal is a new one we're going to be reviewing soon. Imagine if they do a travel-sized version. That'd be kind of dope, actually. If you had like I know they make those like little travel espresso makers, but what if like you could fit like a whole espresso machine in your bag? Be kind of wild. Especially for like campers and stuff like that, where you need things to be as small as possible. Terminal is an interesting one. It's basically like open source e-ink display that pings the Wi-Fi and it pings back and then it updates the display. You can have stuff like this is just like verse of the day. You can have YouTube stats on here, which I have. You can have the weather. You can have your calendar. You can have stock price. It's literally like there's a web browser where you can make your own things, and then people have also made theirs that you can use, which is pretty cool. If this runs off solar panels, that'd be kind of dope. I have seen a lot. We've gotten some reach outs from brands that make like generators, like just a purely electric generators that hold battery power, and they come with these big solar panels you can like fold out to charge them, which is pretty cool. So hold on, let me go back to here since I'm showing you things. Yeah, this is the terminal and it will update. Let's see. I think I just have to click it once and then it'll go to the next one. I have it set up so every 5 minutes, I think. All right, there we go. Pollen count, that's a big one for me. But yeah, we've done so much like e-ink stuff on the channel that I was just like super excited about this. I reached out to them right when I like first saw that they were running a Kickstarter, and I was like, can I have one to review? And they were like, we don't even have a prototype yet. So anyway, I only have one thing on the calendar for today, but that was the calendar. Some things that are interesting, there's like how many days left in the year. I think it's this one. Yeah. Days left of the year, which I think is fun. Adds some urgency to the work we're doing here. Then there's like how many weeks you've lived, and that one's like super sobering. It tells me how many weeks I have left with, I guess, like the average year people die like 89 years old or something. There's the weather. So anyway, it's cool. And I'm excited to talk about that. It's simple, but there's a ton of battery stored in there, which is super cool. We don't have to charge it that often, like 3 months, and then I think you can upgrade it to 6 months for like $10 more or something like that, which is crazy. Charge is a brand that kind of has that whole nothing aesthetic. This is one of those devices that you stick on the back of your phone to charge. I don't know why it doesn't work with my phone. I think it might be made for like not iPhones or something. I don't know. This just hasn't worked. But if I plug it in, it does, which is weird. This is cool. It's like a dot matrix. I don't know what you call it. Like there's LED dots in here that shows you how much battery it's pulling to charge your device. There's a few different like little options there. So that's cool. And then they have those big battery packs that are see-through, which is in my book bag over there. We talked a little bit about this. That video is going out today. X Origin AI Pi. I don't even know how much those cost. They didn't really send me a ton of information. This, I want to make a video on iPad Pro as my main computer. Spoiler alert. it can be, it's just not fun. It's just not as convenient as using a MacBook. So I think it definitely can replace your MacBook, but it's just a little too clunky. And I think the biggest thing I realized, if you have a lot of apps downloaded from the internet to your Mac, like for instance, there's an app called Hidden Me or something like that, where it'll like hide all of your folders on your Mac screen. And you can toggle that on and off. Any app like that you've downloaded off the internet, you can't get on here. It has to be from the App Store. So something to think about. There's also like with Gmail in Chrome, it sees the iPad as a mobile device. So there's like, and you can request the desktop version on things, but it's still sometimes pretty clunky. So there's still like those little tiny things that are just annoying about using the iPad as your main thing, which I'll talk about all of that in that video at some point. The last thing I have here on my desk is Finish Your Secrets. Javier over there has been a longtime friend. I made a lot of content for him in the past for the Finish Your Secrets, like basically bullet journal notebook thing. It's really helpful. It truly is. It's a journal set up for like quarterly goals and stuff, and it's very like focused, and there's a lot of like science and research, and he continues to iterate and make it better. But he came out with some cards, kind of like the Ugmonk cards. They're pretty quality, but they're very much in the same vein as the notebook, with like the most important task of the day and then the less important tasks and stuff like that, with a few just like notey cards in the back, and then you can get this little like stand thing that comes with them, which is neat. So I'll be making content for him, I think, around this, because this is a new product for them. But yeah, that's gonna do it, I think. First live stream complete. I think that was about 30 minutes. I didn't know how long these would be, and I think obviously the more people come in here and chat on these, maybe the longer they'll get. But I am parched. I need lunch. And yeah, also in the comments down below, what should we call this? Friday lunch tech talk live stream. That's what it is. It's a lunchtime on Fridays tech talk thing. Ben said bye. Bye, Ben. Thank you. And thank you for editing the video. Yeah. Down in the comments, let us know what you think we should call this live stream. Hopefully we can build it up. Encourage your friends to join us. We're going to try to be consistent every Friday at 12 for at least 2 months and see how it goes. But that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Watch this video next. I think you're going to love it. And we'll see you all in the next one.